Well, my favorite show is back, and I couldn't be happier. RHOP has returned.
Every time that this show comes back, I forget that it's your favorite show.
Yeah.
But what a time to be a RHOP fan. Just a beautiful, beautiful moment. This episode, this season coming back, just had a different feel. Can't really describe it, but I'm going to spend about an hour trying to describe it.
That's what we do
That's
here.
a podcast.
That's
Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows. Bros and shows. Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bros and Shows. I'm your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by the fabulous Goots. What's up, dude?
Not a whole lot. Getting into a new season of Potomac, which snuck up on us as they usually do.
This one more so than others. Dev was like, oh shit, Potomac aired last night. I was like, wait, what?
It's the Sunday thing. Anything that airs on a Sunday in the fall, obviously there's football on, it sneaks up on me. If this
that's
was
a
a
good
Wednesday night premiere, I would have obviously we would have watched Salt Lake City Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and then we would have known, oh, what's on tonight? Oh, Potomac's back. That's great. I'm not thinking about anything but football and how bad the Phillies are on Sunday.
Don't do it.
By the way, this brings up a very important point.
Okay.
You have to burn that fucking scarecrow in your front lawn.
Is that what the problem
Effigy.
is?
Get rid of it. You got to burn it.
It's not for the Phillies. The Phillies jersey on it was simply for the season of the playoffs. Don't worry, I'm going to take the jersey off. But that's Todd who goes in my garden to keep the birds away. I can't burn it.
Cursed Todd. And you know what's going to happen?
No,
You're going to put Todd back in the garden.
He's going to kill the plants.
He's going to kill the plants.
If that happens, then I'll believe what you're saying. How about that?
All right.
But no, I'm not going to burn my
It's
scarecrow.
a fair warning. If I get a text from you, I'm having the worst Thursday ever. I don't know what happened, but there's a whole murder of crows in my garden, and they've just been eating all my plants. We know what happened.
That's fine. I'll let you know, and then obviously I'll burn the scarecrow if that's
At that
the
point,
case.
you do have to, yes.
But I would be down for
Your
that.
daughter would be devastated that Todd is dead.
Yeah, because we built Todd together. So
Explain death to your daughter.
via scarecrow. Yeah, I'm good.
What happened, Dad?
Well, sit down, buddy.
Let's sit down and we'll talk about the Philadelphia Phillies.
This is why your hopes and dreams will always be shattered.
All good stories start somewhere, and this story sucks.
Yeah, this is the villain arc. But anyway, we're back with Potomac, like I said, and it was a solid first episode. Obviously, some notable characters are missing. We get the prison release of Karen, which is just gold TV. The last two seasons have started off with phenomenal intros.
Oh, yeah.
Because of Karen Huger.
The first scene, the first image on the screen, just being the quintessential, this is a prison.
Mm-hmm.
Just barbed wire wrapped around a chain link fence. I didn't know if she was going in or coming out, and then they flashed the date. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird chronologically. Show us going in. And then at the end of the season, show us coming out.
That would have been better.
I think it makes more sense that way. Look, I'm not really going to nitpick them, Joe, just because when it comes to Karen, when it comes to the things that she's done on this show, the producers do a great job of setting the scene.
I kind of wish there was a deer somewhere in that first image, like just walking by, even if it was superimposed.
Like B-roll footage of a deer in a meadow somewhere, just like make it a little bit darker because it looked cloudy and rainy. So just do that.
Like,
just
as though it's staring off into the distance at the prison.
Correct.
I think that would have been a nice moment for all of us. So that's a missed opportunity there, but I'm not going to hold it against him because,
what about the Native American, like one single tear.
Just one tear coming down his face as she... That would have been good too. I'd be down for that. But the episode really kicks off with a 6 months earlier drop, which we love a good flashback. And it's right after Karen has gone to jail, I believe. So Giselle invites everybody over to her house to kind of just, deal with the emotions of it all. Because Karen stuff aside, we're fresh off the reunion, I believe, in this moment. Because she was sentenced and then she went to jail.
March. This is very helpful for the timeline.
I love a good timeline.
Because they give it to us. It's the beginning of March is when we're sitting down at Giselle's house.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the last season concluded on our screens around March.
I think
so. They probably filmed the reunion maybe 6 weeks before that is what I'll give it.
And she was getting sentenced a few days after or a week after the reunion, which means that this is probably a week or two after she has gone to jail. Because I do know that she was
It's definitely
sentenced.
still fresh, and you can tell that from the scene.
Yeah, and she was sentenced and immediately taken away in handcuffs to serve her time as That was the funny part to me as they're talking about it. They're like, she was just taken away so quickly. I was like, that's how it works. Once you're sentenced, they take you.
I laughed because in my brain, she was not taken away very quickly. She fought the shit out of it.
Well, yeah,
for about 8 months.
Agreed.
To a year.
So
it wasn't that quick, honestly. Yeah, at that point, they did, and this was a nice move by the judge to give her time served during some of this so that she was able to get out a little quicker. But of course she was taken away right away. They want to get her in jail.
Exactly. Because like you said, the build up to the sentencing with her, trying to take it back to court, firing her attorneys, hiring new attorneys, trying to find a way to like backdoor the system, which you know what, I'm all for trying to backdoor the system, but not if it's your 4th DUI. So just go serve your
Is she
time.
actually in Gen Pop?
I
can't imagine.
Probably, but I would imagine it's a, minimum security prison. It's probably not like, Orange is the New Black.
But it's not what Jen Shaw's doing.
Jen Shaw's at like Club Fed.
Yeah, she's just doing Shaw aerobics.
Shaw aerobics, playing tennis, and hanging out with Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's probably, honestly, it's probably kind of funny because Jen had gone to prison, then Karen got into this. She probably looked at it like, I could do that. I mean, it's going to be tough, but I could definitely do that.
And she shows
You're
up.
not doing this.
No, you're going to jail.
You're going to jail.
You're going to real jail. But she serves her time. She gets 6 months instead of a year, which is, I believe, fairly normal, to get them in and out.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you could look at Catherine Dennis just got 30 days in jail for her DUI.
I know,
Southern
dude.
Charm, so.
I just feel bad for her. I feel like, what's his
She's
nuts?
got a weird, I've been rewatching the beginning of Southern Charm, and I forgot about a lot of shit. It is really dark.
Yeah, fucking, what's his name? Thomas Ravenel ruined her. That guy is such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
His kids live in the guest house with a nanny.
Uh-huh.
That's all you need to know about this dude. And he wants to run for office. Which,
Again.
Oh, God damn it.
There were some rumors that he was going to run again.
I know. That was last year. He was like starting a campaign trail, honestly.
Just honestly, if he does run back the original campaign, that commercial is gold still.
No, I want to see smear campaign. I hate those. Like, I can't believe we still live in a time where it's like, so-and-so, bad for business during a middle of a football game. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't, fuck, I always forget about that too. But when we're in that moment where every single second of every commercial is just some sort of trash ad for a campaign for some state rep that I've never heard of in a county that I don't even live in.
John Birmingham killed a prostitute.
It's like, all right, where?
Jesus Christ.
In Norfolk, Virginia. I'm in Pennsylvania. I don't care.
Yeah, he got Norfolked. What's going on?
Works.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. But let's get back to Giselle's, and everybody's arriving. So we're fresh off the reunion somewhat. This is probably the first sit down we've had with the whole crew since New York. And they have to address the Stacy of it all.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm not down for let's rehash last season. However, because all that came out at the reunion, I'm all for rehashing last season. I want to get to the bottom of the Stacy stuff. So she comes over. I think everyone was pretty chill. Like, Kiana was questioning things. Ashley was questioning things. Giselle brings it up. They're trying to figure it out. They even go as far as say, I don't think Stacy's a bad person. She's just dubious.
She's
as
dubious.
says.
I think that's the best way to put it, too.
I agree.
And I don't think they're even like untrusting of her. And it's very interesting. It's not one of those situations like we see on a lot of other shows. OC comes to mind immediately, where they're not going to second guess themselves.
It's just an
and
ambush.
Say, I don't want to share personal information with Stacy because she's going to use it against me or anything.
Yeah.
It's just the things coming out of her mouth don't seem 100% true.
Correct.
And that's really all it is. And I honestly agree with that. Now, I do think I'm going to find myself this season a lot of the times because I find Stacy wildly entertaining. Probably defending her. Like, I do think...
I don't think I'm going to be on that side.
I think I'm going to be on that
if you
side.
are.
I think it's kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know. Let's look at it this way. I don't fully trust her, but I certainly don't trust TJ.
It's so tough.
Who
I do trust Giselle.
Yeah.
I do trust Giselle, and she said they were at the Essence Black Women in Hollywood party out in L.A., and this news comes to light later. I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but somebody else at the event sat down with her and Ashley and was like, oh my God, I'm actually friends with TJ. This shit is crazy. Look at this. And she pulls out receipts. Now...
Has anybody figured out who the actress was? I know people were digging a little bit on Twitter, but
I would love to know who, especially because...
Probably by the time that our episode drops, somebody's going to have found it, and it just happens every time.
Yeah, without fail. But she had pictures of a lawsuit against Stacy. He's suing her. He's the plaintiff on it. She's the defendant over 50% of her Potomac paycheck, which is a crazy
Hilarious
amount of money. It's probably six figures or close to it. It's her first season, so I'm not sure what the rookie salary is, but that comes out later. They know that, I believe, in this moment. They're just not letting it slip.
Yeah.
Or is that, I don't know. I don't know what the timeline is for that.
As soon as Stacy storms off, and
that's when they talk about it. You're right. Yeah. So they know more than they're letting on. They're giving her the opportunity, which I appreciate about this group.
Yeah, they're not ambushing.
No, and the other thing is, like as Giselle says, when Stacy's like storming off, this group holds people accountable.
Yep.
That's one of the best things about Potomac is if you're going through some shit or you're talking some shit, they're going to dig into it and make you cop to it. But they're not going to kick you out of the group for it. Look at Mia. She stuck around for way too long, and they still like let her into the group. She lied
and played up storylines for 4 years.
Yeah.
And they still let her stick around.
Correct.
So they're not going to completely kick her out. They're going to keep her around. They simply, this whole episode was just them saying, just tell us the truth.
Just be honest.
And I don't think that Stacy, from her perspective, can choose what part they want her to actually share.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are a lot of questions surrounding it. I do think that if she shares some truth about any of the topics they're talking about, they'll probably let her go. They're still going to keep an eye on her, but they're probably going to let her go.
They're going to tread lightly, but they'd be able to move on. It's just she's vehemently denying every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kiana's questioning her very calmly.
Very calmly.
And she goes, "You're being aggressive." I was like, whoa, no, she's not. That's a really weird word to choose, by the way. And no, she's not. She's asking you questions and you're deflecting everything. And by the way, your answers aren't instilling confidence because these answers are on par with, but still I rise, which, by the way, amazing line from the reunion. Well done. But at the same time, it sounds like you're still on TV, like the QVC network, trying to sell things. That's not a good start. This group, especially Giselle, she can read through bullshit. You're not gonna slip this through the group.
Yeah, Stacy's gonna have a rough season, but I do think she has the perfect makeup in her mind. To be able to get through it and persevere for some reason. I don't know why. It's just she's missing something in there that she's gonna convince herself that they're not actually coming after her and that she's still in the right in some way. So she's gonna be fine by the end of the season, but they're really gonna come after her. They're piecing things together. This is what happens every time. If you are given this opportunity, which Potomac does really well, like you said, and Giselle usually does a good job at this, they're giving you an opportunity to come clean about anything. Just anything. And all you really have to do, in my opinion, is put the blame on TJ.
She tried.
It's just a lawsuit.
I guess not.
She didn't really.
She's saying TJ feels so bad. He's remorseful.
No,
I guess
she's
you're right.
still actually defending TJ in a way, which makes no sense. He's suing you. And if he is actually suing
he is definitely
suing you, just say, he's suing me, but there's no grounds. We'll be able to dismiss it at some point. There's just nothing there, and I don't understand where he got this from. I think he was spurned by this. There's so many different things that you could say. And maybe later, as we find out that she's getting back with her husband, you could say he's pissed that I was getting back with my husband, and this is what he decided to do with me. There are so many avenues to take, and she's not taking any of them.
She's defending him.
She's not taking a street at this point. She's just kind of like, I don't know, running through the woods with no clothes, naked and afraid. There's just nothing there. And I don't know why, because there are so many easy avenues, especially knowing, and I know it's your second season, but it's the beginning of the season. You can get through this confrontation pretty easily and then move on to the next topic and still be part of the group. The second that you just switch up and leave the house, they're going to come after you again. They didn't get any answers.
This tells me sophomore slump.
Yeah.
This has sophomore slump written all over it. The one redeeming quality is that she is entertaining even when she is spiraling.
She's close to like Brittany Bateman level of delusion.
Correct, yeah.
Where she is so funny and makes no sense, but she's going to be more central this year, and that's going to be kind of tough to see. Like if Brittany was a central figure on Salt Lake City, that would be really tough. But there's enough star power there where we'd be okay. I don't know if we can do that here, and I don't know if Stacy can do the same thing. So it's a little interesting.
I agree. I don't think that she has the star power to carry it if she gets too much screen time, especially if this is the avenue she's taking because she's so guarded with everything. And that's not going to fly. And it leads us into the next scene with her husband. We get to meet Timo.
Dude, the way that she walked into that restaurant, I cackled.
Yeah.
I'm here meeting someone, a very special someone.
Yeah, weird.
It's the fucking hostess?
Yeah, great, cool. He's over there, you fucking lunatic.
And it's your ex-husband?
Yeah,
like, wait.
You mean the guy with the camera on him?
I thought, because I had avoided spoilers, and then obviously, as soon as I go on Twitter after watching the episode and start kind of searching through things, you see it right away. And I did see a bunch of the pictures, but I didn't put two and two together. I thought it was going to be TJ. I really thought it was going to be TJ.
Oh, I didn't.
No?
No, I didn't have that inkling. I didn't know who it was, but I figured it wasn't T. I never got that, the TJ burn, if you will.
Yeah, and this is another weird one. When they panned over, because we haven't met her husband,
Nuh-uh.
ex-husband, probably. Let's call him her husband.
We saw a picture with.
I don't think they're divorced either, but
I don't either.
Yeah.
Because it's public record. That's the craziest thing. But if you look,
whole
like
story.
his picture last season was blurred out. The
Yep.
face was blurred, so it's our first visual of Timo.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: because of the scene I watched prior to this, and now I'm watching this, it seems so very produced.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like she's trying to make moves. It almost seems like, hey, Timo, I got a bad rep from last season. Why don't we join forces? What do you think?
I don't know, because I can never really wrap my head around the fact. And again, if they're not divorced, then that kind of quells all of my issues here.
Okay.
But them going through and talking about how their divorce was finally finalized, but they were in Jamaica? Is that what they
They
said?
were on vacation.
They were on
somewhere.
vacation somewhere on an island, and they looked at each other and they're like, "Wow, this is a little different. I don't know. We're just gonna work through it." Well, fucking, what are you doing? Do you know how much we watched Ashley Darby go through a divorce for 10 years, and she got a lot of money, by the way,
Good for her.
a shit ton of money.
Well
So
done.
good for her.
Yeah,
And you
bleed
can
that,
see
bleed that old fuck dry.
You can see the confidence in Ashley this year. It's incredible.
The party itself, I'm like, that is some divorced money party right there.
Electric. But I'll digress from that. With this, if you just went through all of that, why the fuck are you getting back together? This isn't even like the conversation they had wasn't, we have to think about Bella, and we just kind of started co-parenting a little bit, and we kind of found what we loved in each other again. I didn't hear any of that.
There was none
Not
of that.
one thing. It sounded like they were rekindling their own relationship on their own terms. Fucking why? You're divorced. You just went through all of that. I hope to God they end up getting married again. Now, again, I don't think they're divorced, but if they are, they get married again, then they get divorced again.
That would be funny. The one thing I will say to her credit, she was adamant last year about the fact that everything was still pretty amicable between the two of them.
Until she sat down with the lawyers and started going through it and realized that he was actually kind of backdooring a lot.
Well, that could be part of it as well. She realized, like, oh, God, I'm
far
not going to
back
get
does this
anything.
go?
I'm not going to get a dime.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, all right.
You
all right.
know?
I thought it was just another move. Okay, I gotcha.
That's my point.
It
There's-
is a move, but in a different variety.
Yeah, there's just too many layers to it. And then trying to convince me that he's giving you googly eyes by saying it, and he clearly doesn't know what googly eyes are.
He's got glasses on.
He's like, what do you
He's
mean?
already googly.
He's shot at people with glasses. But he doesn't even he's like, yeah, it's been a while since we've done that. I'm like, there's no chemistry
It was
here.
so
There's
bizarre.
no chemistry here.
Maybe it's just because he's German. I don't know.
Shot at Germans now.
I
Glasses.
know.
If you're a
But,
German with
it's
glasses,
just a little callous, a little cold towards her. But there was something. It was just weird. The whole energy
weird.
of the whole scene was bizarre. It was too dark in there. I didn't like that.
I couldn't.
That kind of pissed me off. I don't know why. But I just don't know. And again, this all goes back to whether or not you believe that Stacey's telling the truth about anything. She could be lying to us about everything except for QVC, because we actually have video footage that she worked for QVC.
And she's got the
She
QVC
may have
voice.
lied about everything else. And it has to go back, which I'm never going to do, but you could easily go back to last season and just kind of line some things up and see, did she lie about that? Did she lie about that? I'm not going to do that.
No, but I think that this is a great cast when it comes to rehashing things with evidence. So if there's evidence to be had, Giselle will find it. Ashley will find it. Wendy will certainly find it.
Karen will find it in prison.
She might, honestly.
No, I'm serious about that, actually.
Yeah.
I do really think that Giselle is writing her letters actively.
She definitely is.
I don't think that this is just for the camera. I think she's actively writing her letters, probably going
She's
to
going to
visit
come
her.
out completely up to speed.
Yeah, she's going to know everything, and she's got nothing but time in there. And they have phones and shit in there. She's definitely doing some digging.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing else going on.
100%. Let's keep trucking, though, to Kiana's new condo. I hoped that this meant Greg was out of the picture entirely. He's not. They're just dating now, so the timelines.
Greg, our top housewife boyfriend last year.
Man, what a turn he took, huh?
Yeah.
We were so big on Greg.
It's the Greg rule now, by the way.
Yeah, the Greg, we don't say it
will
anymore.
Never do it. We like people right away. Never again.
No, we can't make that claim because then they crash and burn. Greg's a huge dick.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, that's Kiana's mom. That looks like her sister.
She looks maybe 2 years older than Kiana.
If that.
It's crazy.
She looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
So she walks in and she's and I love her vibe, by the way. She's talking to Kiana and she's hyping her up. She's like, look, you're a prize. You need to know you're a prize. You got to hold yourself to a higher
Greg's
standard
not.
than fucking Greg. You know, like that's what she was saying without saying
Kiana's mom
it.
feels the exact same way that all of us do
Her
about
brother
Greg.
feels the same way. She
Yeah.
talked about Greg at that lunch they went to, and her brother, his eyes rolled so hard to his wife.
Yeah.
And she's like, what's wrong with Greg? And the sister-in-law, well said, she's like, look, he made us get defensive. And I was like, understandably so, because Greg's an asshole.
Yeah.
Kiana-
That wasn't just him being afraid of the cameras and didn't
No,
want to.
he was just a
Yeah,
dickhead.
he was a dick.
So I'm completely on board with Kiana's family.
Also, by the way, what she said in this when she does the whole, again, I'm using a Brittany Bateman thing. We broke up, but now we're getting back together, and we're gonna see where things. I hate when people do
Never
that.
works.
It never works. But also, case in point in who Greg is as a person and who he's going to be in your relationship. You guys broke up. He didn't think it was real. You moved out to a new townhouse within 3 weeks. Then he thought it was real, and then he changed his tune.
Red flag.
Not going to work. It's a red flag.
That's not him changing. That's him getting
No.
scared that you're leaving and
Yeah.
trying to convince you that he's changed.
Mm-hmm.
Change takes effort. Greg has no effort.
Yep.
He's got no have to. You got a pitch from your have to. That's a rookie of the year line right there. Let's get to
I don't think
Wendy.
any of our listeners got. Oh, there's a couple.
I
mixed
don't
in.
know. They get some deep pulls. They impress me a lot, actually. But let's get to Wendy and Happy Eddie. Happy Eddie's expanding. We love to hear that. He's in Jersey now, so
I am so worried about the recap. Not the recap, but the scenes from the season where Wendy says, "I guess he just doesn't love me."
that can't be Eddie.
It can't be Eddie. I don't want to speculate, but it can't be Eddie.
No, Eddie's are.
Can't be
I
Eddie.
don't want to say it
Don't
because
do
then
it.
he's
Don't,
gonna.
don't curse it. But
But you know, like
Yeah.
he's the best. We love Happy Eddie
yeah,
because he is happy and he loves his
Concerns.
wife and his kids.
yeah,
I don't need that. No.
I know he's expanding.
Ah, fuck. Now I'm worried about it. No, Wendy and Eddie are a staple.
They have to be a staple. Can I try to cool the jets a little bit?
Sure.
It could just be a family member.
It's gotta be.
It could be, and I'm not really sure about Wendy's family tree, but could be a father.
It could be a
brother.
line about somebody
could be a
else's
fucking
husband,
cousin.
you
Yeah,
know?
it could be. Yeah, it could be any of those things.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they tend to do this to us with those trailers, but I got a little concerned.
Yeah, I hope
Sad.
not. I really hope not. But Eddie's
Sad Eddie.
I can't handle Sad Eddie. There's too much sad in the world right now. Sad Eddie would just push me over the edge.
Yeah.
But they seem to be great in this scene. Eddie's making bank. We love to hear that.
Mhm.
I love that the daughter wants to be a doctor and their son's like, Chick-fil-A, what's the vibe? Like, what's the salary there? I'm like, hey, Chick-fil-A, I think, does actually pay decent as far as fast food chains go. And they put you in a
Say send you to college.
a position to be a manager and then own your own Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Which is really hard to buy a Chick-fil-A. I didn't know if you knew that.
Although it could be one of those situations where you love Chick-fil-A and then you get to work there and then you have a little bit of Chick-fil-A like almost every day and you smell it. Then you don't like Chick-fil-A
And you're not into
anymore.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So it might just be one of those like, hey, go work retail when you're 14 or 15 years old and see how it goes. And then he comes back and he never wants to work for Chick-fil-A again.
I think it's funnier that Wendy's like, yeah, okay, no.
The only place that would actually not work for me would be an ice cream parlor. I would just gain 300 pounds and probably die.
I don't. I think I would get tired of ice cream.
I would
My
never.
issue would be like Taco Bell. If I
Taco
worked
Bell
at
would
a
be
Taco Bell,
tough.
I would die.
Yeah.
I would have a heart attack within a year.
Taco Bell would be tough because if there's a lot of freedom on what I could make with all of the fixings,
I'm making a cheesy gordita Crunchwrap Supreme.
I'm making my
daily.
own secret menu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm going to die
Uh-huh.
because apparently I have an addictive personality. So maybe I'd get addicted to Crunchwrap Supreme Gordita Crunches.
Possibility.
That sounds really good. I have to figure out how to do that. There's something there.
Yeah, there's definitely something
I'm
there.
going to keep working on that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
This
kinda
is
figured
just-
it out if you need. Yeah, okay.
I think
go
I got
ahead,
it
go
too.
ahead.
I think I got it too,
Yeah, yeah.
but we'll reconvene later.
Yeah.
This scene's just to set up. They seem happy. Eddie's expanding. Family's doing good. So let's hope to God that the comment at the end of the season or the season recap is not about these two because it'll break my
It
heart.
won't be.
But let's get
It's misdirection.
correct. The one thing that I do have to note on this scene is Stacy apparently is actually attempting to start her own weed company, according to Wendy.
Yeah, Spacey Stacy.
Is that real?
No, that's just what they said at the reunion. I don't know.
I mean,
if
that's
she
a good
actually is.
name.
I'm sure she is, by the way.
Probably.
She is shady.
She's super shady.
Incredibly shady.
The more and more I see of her, I'm like, wow, you're sketch as fuck.
And it's all like when they say things, and obviously, we see housewives with their businesses, and a lot of things are overlapped over some other housewife.
Look at Karen with her
starting a
candle
business.
company.
Somebody wants to start a pizza company, and then all the pizza grills go away.
Yeah, yeah. And
What happened there? I don't know
where those are.
You know where that happens, but this is way different because there is a scene in the first season that Stacy's in where she goes, "Ooh, Happy Eddie, that's such a great idea." By the reunion, she's already got different ideas for how she could do it. She's just stealing ideas at this point. It's crazy.
It's wild to watch, and it's not doing her any favors. But the good thing about this crew is they just kind of roll with things. They don't blow things up until necessary, and that's something I respect. They're just kind of, Wendy's letting it happen, seeing where the cards may fall, and then she's going to say something, and it's going to be poignant.
The cast included, but I think a lot of people have an opinion about Wendy. I don't really think that she gets pissed off at people or like bitchy towards anybody. I've never really seen that. Like, yeah, maybe she gets a little distant, but it's probably just because she's busy and she also loves her family.
I mean, 2 years ago, it was a bit of a different vibe. Last
that
year,
season stunk.
that was a
2 years
brutal
ago.
season, so it's not even really fair. I think we stopped watching it,
Yeah.
honestly.
But that was also a Wendy takedown.
Right.
That was what was that woman's name? Now I can't remember her name.
I remember
They
that.
brought in just to
She
be
was
like,
there for one, and then their moms got into it.
Yeah.
Shit, her husband was from Uganda, I
I
believe.
think so, and she was Nigerian, I think, and she's like, yeah, isn't Wendy
Or no, her
Nigerian?
husband was from Nigeria as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, and they both were Nigerian. That's where a lot of
She's
the
like, I'm
issues
going to
stemmed
take over
from.
I'm going to fill the shoes of the Nigerian princess
Correct.
in the show. It's
And-
like, fuck off.
And then mom,
Anytime they do that, it never hits.
Wendy's mom apparently, cursed her, and then she called her mom a witch, which
That was
is
the
a
only
big
good thing to
deal.
come from that season.
There was a lot of shit that went on. We did stop watching because it was so bad.
Yeah.
And that's when they shook up
But like,
everything.
I'm not putting that on Wendy necessarily.
because last
that
season we
was
saw a different
producers, that was other castmates that were bringing her in to try to take Wendy down for some reason because people have beef with her. I don't really understand it. I do think like my gripe with Wendy every once in a while is that she seems a little checked out. She doesn't get involved in a lot of the drama. It doesn't hit as much when you're just constantly in a second room commenting on the drama and not getting involved yourself. That's my only gripe with her. But personality-wise, I think she's fine. There's no issues there.
I love what Dr.
Yeah.
Wendy. I always have, honestly. And last season she was phenomenal. She had
Yeah.
a great season last year. So I would imagine she steps back in the ring a little bit this year. She did distance herself from the drama last year, which was actually fun to just see like happy Wendy.
I think she may have distanced herself from the drama last year because of what she was doing.
Yeah, and
business-wise,
also
like, she went to the White House and she had all of that going on. So
yeah, and she interviewed KJP, which was cool.
Yeah.
And also, I think the Mia of it all, she just didn't want to dive into that.
I don't blame her. We
I don't
spaced
either.
ourselves away from that season as well.
Correct. But let's get to Ashley. Officially divorced, as we all know. Thank God it only took 20 years, but she cashed out.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how much of that 20 million she got, but she got a big old chunk of that shit. And I guarantee that was because of an NDA where Michael's like, don't tell people all the creepy shit that I do, and I will make sure you're taken care of.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if we don't even hear his name this season. That I'm sure that was
Part
one
of
of
the
the
deal.
things that held up the divorce proceedings. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm good
great.
with that. I was getting tired of it. We were done with her divorce. We told you guys we'll update you when we update you, when there's actually something to update. Now I think we can just leave it behind.
I agree.
Started off with your second bloom, which is very confusing.
Especially when you go to describe the second bloom and you describe 3 blooms.
Yeah. I
You know,
don't.
the first bloom was, I didn't know you were a restaurateur.
Yeah.
So that's new. So that was a part of it. Something else happened, and then your kids, and then your marriage, and then now it's your second bloom. But that's 3. You've bloomed thrice, according to you.
Also, anytime that a housewife says anything about being, how do I want to put this, an entrepreneur?
Reborn. Oh,
No, but like I
that's
wanted
what
to,
it was. It was
I wanted to just use
restaurateur.
the suffix of it and just say or, but like it doesn't really work. You
Nah.
know, entrepreneur. We'll call it an or.
And
I don't like it. No,
Entrepreneur's
there's,
fine.
There's something in there. Yeah. Anytime that a housewife says that, it's redundant. We know.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
all entrepreneurs. That's what you do.
Yep. Yeah, every one of you has the
don't have
title
to
of
tell us.
entrepreneur, which is fine. And look, you are an entrepreneur. It may not have been the way you wanted to make your money, but god damn it, you made your money.
Still, yeah, no, yeah.
Can you tell? I could fucking tell too. When she's standing in that store, I'm like, there, you have a different air about it. I love it, by the way.
She's very confident.
You
Not to
seem
mention she just got off a Love Hotel and she had all these men going after her.
vibing, you know, she can probably buy that hotel if she wanted to now. And she
I
just
thought
has
one
a
of those
glow.
guys was Josh, by the way. Wasn't Josh.
Josh isn't around, which gives me hope that we might get a Wale sighting.
I don't think so.
I really want him back. He was fantastic.
You know how quickly the Love Hotel guys kind of fizzled out in OC? We haven't seen them in 10 weeks at this point.
Well, that's because Shannon's got other stuff going
yeah,
on.
I think it was probably just like a novelty thing, and now they're like, all right, yeah.
I didn't care about the guy she brought around. If Wale walked,
Ralph shows up.
I would actually be okay with a Ralph sighting.
I would be too.
Ralph or Wale, either Wale would be my top choice.
Although
He's made for reality TV.
it kind of ruins the allure with Giselle knowing all of the guys. If Giselle didn't know these guys and then Ralph popped up, I would love to see Giselle's first reaction. Instead, she spent a lot of time. She knows Ralph. She doesn't really dislike Ralph. She's not going to have any shady comments for the most part.
It would be fun if Wale showed up because Giselle fucked with Wale.
Loved Wale, yeah.
And it would be cool to see Giselle lobbying for Wale.
Yeah.
That would be a fun
Wale actually flirting with the other girl.
Hey now, Wale flirting with Stacy.
No.
Lights the world on
No.
fire.
Let's talk about Stacy's breath for a second. Definitely stinks.
That has to
That
be.
was not just a shady, we're going to get out. No,
breath.
everybody
Hot
said it.
breath.
Yeah.
Do you know what a scathing indictment that is?
It's one of the worst.
There's
BO and hot breath,
There's
there
not.
might not be anything
You
worse.
can't come back from
No.
that. There's nothing she can do now to
No.
not be that person. That sucks.
Yeah.
And that's what happens though. If you had copped to everything, they wouldn't be talking about your breath.
They still would, probably. I think it might be that bad.
Oh,
It
maybe.
might really be.
When Angel
Everybody says
when
it.
Angel co-signed it, we got the third co-sign. I was like, oh fuck, that must be.
Yeah, because it got to the point where I'm like, Giselle and Ashley are just agreeing on way too much for me. I don't really like this. And then Angel chimes in. I'm like, nope, never mind. That's just factual evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a tough look.
But yeah, I did think I saw Josh during this scene while they're just kind of clearing things out and found, what was that bride thing? Like a cloak?
I don't know.
So I didn't know what it was.
cape?
A cape?
Yeah, maybe.
It kind of looks like it.
What does Schwartz always wear? MoMA?
Yeah,
Is that what
Momo.
they're called?
Momo.
A Momo. I don't know. But I'm glad that's what we're stuck on.
Burn it.
They're they're talking about Giselle's. Recapping that whole thing. Again, Ashley's fairly mellow.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, look, I just want you to tell me what's going on because we got these receipts from this actress we know at this event in Hollywood. Things aren't adding up. It came out at the reunion. Wendy talked about it. Like, just tell me the truth.
Yep.
Stop lying to me. I can put up with a lot. I can put up with bad breath, but I can't. That's so fucking dirty. I can put up with hot breath, but I can't put up with liars.
Yeah.
So she gives her the chance again. And if you look at the way that these ladies are approaching, this is where sophomore slump comes into play. Because for whatever reason, Stacy is going so heavy on the defense and in a rough way. It's not like she's trying to protect herself.
It
It's
doesn't
like
make sense.
she's causing more shit because she's getting so defensive and then trying to put it on Ashley. She's going to confessionals, taking shots at other girls in the group when they're not really taking shots at you. They do because of your behavior. Then they start talking about your breath, which sucks for you. But they're just trying to get to the bottom of it. And Ashley, I do love that she sets this scene up and, this just isn't who she is as a person, but she's like, it's a tough day over Giselle, so I just wanted to have her here to clear the air. I'm like, you want her there because you want to dig up some shit, and that's fine.
I actually appreciate the way that Ashley was doing it because she wasn't trying to skirt around the issue. She wasn't trying to blindside her. She was just simply coming into it, trying to get more information. Like, hey, by the way, you ran away the other day. We never really got an answer. I'm going to give you another opportunity to do this. She was very cut and dry, very, I feel like, understanding in a way where it was almost like, whatever you say right now, I'm going to understand and I'm going to think about it. And then I can report back to Giselle. That's what I got from this whole situation.
Same. I just meant the way she set it up was not.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I knew you went in there with an intention, not just to be like, hey, girl.
For sure. Yeah.
But no, I agree. She handled it the right way.
Yeah, and I think that's been like one of my bigger indictments of Ashley in the past is the way that she goes about things is usually not good.
Agreed.
This is at least direct, so I'm going to give her props for
I
it.
think it's because she doesn't have that Gollum-looking motherfucker on her shoulder anymore.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I think she's free. Like there is a confidence about her she almost has an aura of wealth now. There's
Yeah,
just
I know,
something
right?
about her where I'm like, wow, you're rich.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Good for you. But
It works.
Stacy's defense is wild. I've forgiven TJ. That's not the question, dude.
Not even remotely.
Even if you forgave him, he's still suing you.
But like we haven't gotten to the point of the argument where you say
Fumble.
We haven't even gotten to the point in the argument where you say I've forgiven TJ. For what? For what exactly? If you explain for what, that would actually be an explanation as to what we're asking you
It's
right now.
alluded to. It's for, saying that she paid me and like blah, blah, blah. It's like these things don't add up because currently, and there's stuff that she pulls up like 2 days ago on Instagram or something. There was a headline about TJ coming forward with receipts. So the math's not mathing. And this is where I get frustrated as a viewer. It's like, Stacy, do you think we at home are stupid?
No.
Because we're not. By the way, the cast that you're with, they're also not stupid. They're very intelligent, and they're going to find out. They already have the evidence, so you're really going against yourself here. And this route that you're taking of, one, getting super defensive, two, trying to put it on TJ, but not in a way where it actually puts it on TJ. It's putting it on him as though he's absolved and you're absolved. You're trying to make it go away.
Yeah.
It's not going away.
But she's doing a terrible job at making it go away.
Yes.
And I don't even really think that should be what her end goal is. Your end goal in this situation, if you know what's going on, you know what's about to come out, you know that he is actually suing you, is to blame TJ because, again, us at home, we don't like TJ.
He's a loser.
He's a weirdo, and he's very shady. So if you blame him and say he's making all of this up and now he's coming after me in the court of law for some reason, but it's going to get dismissed, that at least buys you time.
And some people will believe you.
Some people will believe you.
I won't.
Some of the viewers might believe you, but at the very least, in the housewives world, you can kick the can down the road. Then they can accept that as an answer if you're just steadfast at that point. This is what's going on. We're going to fight it. We're going to win because he has nothing. I didn't tell him I was going to pay him. Everybody can sit there and say, all right, we'll see what happens. But at least we're not going to talk about it anymore. And you can now go to events without people jumping down your throat immediately, asking you about your divorce, asking you about this. Like, you're just opening yourself up to so much more by not actually answering. And last year, I probably would have said, Stacy's just being too fucking nice. With all of these forgivenesses, all of these, I absolve you of your sins, we don't want to hear it anymore because we know that you're full of shit. If you just be real for a second, at least you can move on a little bit. But you're not going to.
Because here's what happens when you don't. Because again, this is a very good cast. So what does Ashley do? She pulls out of her pocket that you're not actually divorced.
Yep.
That doesn't come out if you cop to your shit.
Yep.
That stays in her back pocket to be used at a later
couple
date.
of weeks, yeah.
Exactly. It's still going to come out eventually.
Just buys you some time to it, then at least think about it.
Yeah.
How she doesn't have any game plan at all going into the season is wild.
Sophomore slump.
Yeah, it might be. I just think that's who she is. But again, you can then try to formulate some sort of game plan further down the road. Like, all right, this is going to come out. This is going to come out. It's always crazy to me when housewives don't understand that the things they're doing off season, the things they're doing in the courts aren't going to come out at some point.
They always do.
It's so wild.
Yeah, and now you're dead in the water.
Yeah.
And now instead of addressing the divorce thing down the road as a solo thing, now you have to address TJ and the fact that you're not divorced.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, your response of, we don't want to, it's nobody else's business, irrelevant to the courts.
Yeah.
If it happened, it would be public record.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's not an argument. And what you're doing by trying to, this is what pisses me off about her defense. She tries to do it in a like holier than thou kind of way where it's like, oh, I'm going to explain this to you. It's like, oh, your explanations don't make sense. And again, by doing what you're doing, you're calling us, the viewers, dumb, and you're calling this cast dumb. And they're just not. And they're going to get you. But anyway, let's get to Giselle's. And, she was sad for 27 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, I kind of fuck with being an empty nester.
Yep.
Which she's bopping around the
I've
house.
seen a lot of that.
We have.
Yeah, Heather.
At least she acknowledged that she was sad for a little bit.
Yeah, Heather still never.
Heather's just
that rubbed me the wrong way.
Heather's
I still haven't gotten over that.
repainting every room, acting
Yeah.
like the kids never lived there. No, we know Heather cares. It's
Yeah.
just, we've talked about the optics of that one. But, she's out in the streets, as she says. She's hanging out with dudes. She's doing her thing. She's working out. She's focusing on her projects, G&A and all that stuff. We don't really know what G&A does still.
No, sure.
But they do something. And here's the thing. This is the best part about Ashley being super rich now. they don't have to do anything,
Yeah.
and they can still be GNA forever.
I mean,
It doesn't have to be a
you might
thing.
go broke doing it.
I don't
but
think so. Like, you just have an event here and there, and you pretend like it's a big thing,
Yeah.
and you have the funds.
It's one of those charity things.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love that now.
It still work.
I didn't like it before. Now I'm like, you know what? I fuck with it because you have the funding. Let's go.
Yep. It is funny, though, in this scene, you get to watch Giselle at home where she's always filmed with her daughters. She's always had somebody else to film with where she
Yep.
can just ask them a question and kind of sit back and react. Now it's her by herself, and she's like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm going to call my girl Ashley. It's like, okay, that was really shoehorned in there. You could have just done it,
You could have just
honestly.
called her.
We could have just started the scene there.
Honestly,
Maybe a
yeah.
confessional talking about being an empty nester, and then start the scene.
One scene of you bopping down the hallway to show that you're an empty nester, and then Ashley FaceTime.
Maybe one of those situations where you tell like Google to play a song or something.
Yeah, there you
I had
go.
to really pick my words carefully there because I don't know if there's like an Alexa in here listening.
No, it's in the kitchen.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't want that to go off, and I know the other one is right there.
Yeah, she will go off.
Yeah.
The Apple one. But anyway, they're talking about the Bloom party, and Tia, who is a friend of Giselle that we meet later, is coming to the party. Stacy may not come. She recaps the dress shopping thing and lets her know, like, yeah, she might be MIA. And then and here's what Stacy does not have a contingency plan for. Now Giselle knows you're not divorced.
Yeah.
Ashley knowing is one thing. Giselle knowing is a totally different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that she knows you're full of shit still, even more so than just the TJ thing, she's going to bide her time. And she's going to wait. And she's going to gather more shit. And when she drops it on you, you will have no way out. She will have the actress that had the receipts show up to a party.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to go against Ashley and Giselle
It's
in a
impossible.
Karenless cast.
Oh, dude, you're
Because
screwed.
there's no distractions. It's just the two of them. And if Ashley's the one who's digging up things, you're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Usually it's Giselle that would have already had that and known that. And I'm actually surprised when Ashley said this in that scene that Giselle didn't say, oh, I already knew that. I knew that.
know,
I've known
right?
that for a year. I've known that for weeks. I've known that for a long time, whatever it may have been. Instead, it was news to her. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm just going to file that one away. And here we go. Now we've got more. And Giselle's had it out for Stacy for over a year, pretty much as soon as she stepped on the scene.
Well, she didn't buy her shtick.
Exactly. And now she's being proven right by Stacy.
We questioned Giselle.
Yeah.
Because Stacy seemed on the up and up.
Like,
and
give her a
now
chance. She just seems a little goofy
She
here
had
and
her
there.
pegged
And
from
very
the
nice.
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hats off to Giselle. Well
Yep.
done. Now let's get to Angel's house. And we get a Bobby Massey sighting.
Yeah.
As soon as he popped, I was like, whoa.
Bobby Massey. I know
hey.
that.
that was a cool callback. So
I have a real question
okay.
because I'm very confused by this. Why did producers decide to go with a friend of Kiana, or did they have some sort of sight on Angel already?
I would
And
imagine
they said, here's our segue is going through Kiana, because rewarding Kiana with a friend being approved to become a housewife makes no sense to me. Kiana still has a lot of room to grow, and I think she can be good.
I think
She
she has a
hasn't
solid
been a-
first episode.
Yeah, no, Angel's fine. I think
No, I
Angel's,
mean, Kiana had a solid first episode as well. She didn't do a whole lot, but I like her presence.
Firmly disagree.
I like her presence on
Okay.
the show.
No, I think up until this point when we were with Angel, I didn't really question Kiana because I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. By the end of the episode, I'm like, what is Kiana doing? I don't fucking get it.
I think she's fine doing what she's doing for now. I don't want her to come in too hot. But
We'll get
regardless,
to the Wendy scene because I
Yeah.
firmly disagree.
that was not her best work. I agree with you there.
It was
We'll talk about
clumsy.
that. That was very clumsy. If you're going to come at Wendy, you got to do better than that because Wendy had an explanation for everything. We'll talk about it later. Angel, I think, is a friend of Kiana, but I also think the connection to Wendy, I'm sure she has connections
The
in the
NFL
group as well. The
husband.
NFL
That's what I was thinking.
husband.
That it's like, all right, yeah, we'll have this scene, but I don't know, whatever. I just think it was a questionable choice to not just, if you have your sight on Angel to be a housewife, you want to bring her in, just let her have her own first scene. Doing the segue with Kiana is just confusing because it's like, why? Like, Kiana was a friend of until she became a housewife, and now she's just kind of like there.
I don't know. I didn't bother me.
Friends. Yeah, it bothered
That
me.
didn't get stuck on that, but I do like Angel.
I
And
do like Angel, yeah.
You know, she leads off with the fact that she's like, people think I'm a bitch because I guess I have resting bitch face, but I'm actually super nice. And like, her and Bobby own an outdoor, like luxury outdoor experience out in Colorado. He was playing for the Broncos for a little while, so they started that out there. Then when he retired, they decided to move back to the DMV because that's what I've learned about the Potomac cast and like the DMV in general. It feels like everybody either knows or knows of each other.
Yeah.
So again, I'm assuming the Angel connection is probably deeper than only Kiana.
Yeah, I think it would be just for the DMV area. Obviously, it's not Temple.
Did you know that she went to Temple?
I didn't know that Wendy went to Temple.
That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah. No, I had no idea.
Temple. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, the Leochorus walk. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say?
I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Philly
that's pretty cool.
represent.
But I love, this is the best way to go ahead and get ahead of everything.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Wendy do this before. We saw it with she whose name I completely forget.
God, what was
I
her
can't
name?
remember her name.
I can see her
But
face.
she
I can
did the
see her
same-
husband.
She did the same thing, but she made a grave mistake.
Yes.
Wendy always says the same thing when a new castmate, new friend of, whoever it might be, gets mentioned.
Know of them.
I don't know them.
I know who they are.
I think I know who they are, but like we've never met. Immediately, we've never met comes right up. So Angel gets ahead of it. Yeah, she was a few years older. I think I saw her a couple times in a suit walking the Leochorus walk in only a way that Wendy could do it. I'm like, perfect. Now we don't have to answer the whole I know exactly who you are type of thing because that's only going to get you in trouble.
And also, she gives Wendy her credit.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important.
Yep.
If you want to piss off Wendy, you knock what she's done and what she's accomplished. She doesn't do that. It wasn't even like
Smart.
She wasn't even like saying super nice things. She was just acknowledging the presence that is Wendy.
Which is perfect because
right where you want to be.
Might be able to find a connection there. We both went to Temple. Do you know this person? Do you know that person? Do not say that you know her. Do not say you know anything about her. Just say, yeah, it looks like she's pretty successful.
Boom. That's
Great.
it. It was very well handled. I was impressed. That's a very solid opening for a housewife. And then as they go on like the trail walk, she brings up, and this is a good move too, because it's not shady, but it has a hint of shade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Ash, I remember her. She was a bottle girl at L2. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's just a statement of fact, but for some reason comes off ever so slightly shady.
Mhm.
And I really like that.
I love it.
Yeah, it was a good move. So
Perfect.
leads off really well, and that's where we get this out of Kiana that she is upset with Wendy because of the way she describes it. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of fucked. So they were at an event, and she walked in. It was an NAACP event, and she walked into the venue. The way she tells it, it was that Wendy was like at a table.
Mm-hmm.
And she walked in, clearly saw Kiana, and decided to cold shoulder her. We're going to save this for when it actually happens, when they talk about it.
This is a stretch.
But this, let's just say that was the scene that was described to us. And then there was a couple of other things that had occurred.
It was also that she walked into the event and didn't know that Wendy, like she had mentioned to Wendy that she was going, but Wendy didn't say, oh, by the way, I'm speaking at that event. So she took that
That's
personally.
That's later.
I know, but like she kind of mentions it a little bit here
Did
when
she?
she's walking with
Oh, I
Angel.
didn't know
Yeah.
that.
She just, it was a very confusing story to get through. Again, because I don't really see Wendy doing all of these things. Like, yeah, maybe if you walked in and didn't approach her, sure, whatever. But I didn't really understand what was going on. And talking to Angel didn't really seem like she knew what was going on. But she's just like, yeah, well, you gotta, if it's disrespectful, you gotta have a word with her.
Yeah.
Pull her aside, talk to her.
It's smart too, because
You know how it works, Angel.
she's still not taking sides.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good
Uh-huh.
move. Angel, very impressed. Very impressed. But let's get to the event. The second bloom, third, fourth bloom. I don't know what we're blooming.
The second annual bloom.
The second.
Is this an annual? No, we're never going to do this again. Why are we? It's just a weird word choice. I don't
Did she say second annual?
know, but somebody while they were going over, they did like a grouping of confessionals
Okay.
talking about it because they were all confused.
Yeah,
And
I am too.
somebody had asked, I think it was Giselle asked, "Is this the second annual?
I don't know.
Is that what we're doing?"
It's very confusing. It's
Yeah.
not. I know it's not important, guys. This is the things that we get stuck
I
on.
know, but like I feel like there's a lot more that she could have chosen from for a name for the event that could have worked.
The rebloom,
Rebloom would have worked fine.
then
Yep.
you don't have to dictate a number,
Hmm.
so it's less. There's less questions.
It was funny too.
Does
Again,
anyone else have these questions, or is it only us?
well, it's funny because we get stuck on these things, but I took it a step further. When the announcer was doing it later, he said it in a cadence that sounded like he was going to say the second annual bloom. So even he was confused.
the second
Bloom.
bloom, then he kind of trailed
The
off.
second bloom. Oh, wait, what? Where was the first
Ashley
one?
Darby, the Duchess.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, is she? And that I will get there when she comes down the stairs because I have a theory about that. But Tia and Giselle arrive. Massive fan of Tia. Love Tia. I love that she is Nigerian royalty.
He's fucking loaded.
I love that she had Rolls Royces.
Wealth
as a
is
kid.
back.
Fuck yeah,
Wealth
dude.
is so back.
With a sophisticated British accent, no less. Stoked about Tia's return, or not return, Tia's entry into the show. I thought she
Her
handled
bloom
herself
into
well.
the show.
Yeah, she bloomed into the show very well.
Also, by the way, while we're on the bloom topic,
Yeah,
sorry to
great.
circle back. Really, really surprised that maybe Ashley's changing for us. She didn't make one vagina joke.
Not one.
Not one.
Well,
I was waiting for it. And I thought it was going to be really just forced in there. And it was going to be clunky and kind of gross.
Is
but
wealthy now.
didn't do it.
Because that party, that is,
Growth.
by the way, first of all, I think it's hilarious that all housewives have to throw parties for themselves.
Yeah.
That always makes me laugh. But there's a level to these things. And Dubrow being at the peak, right? A Dubrow party is elegance.
Yep.
Then it kind of goes down from there. We've had plenty of parties where you're like, oof, I've seen better.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley's climbing up. This was a very, very elegant event.
This
And
was, what do I do with all this money?
Exact-
Let me just make a statement.
this screams, I just got the bag.
Yeah.
And I love that. So anyway, when we walked in, I was super impressed with the venue. Everything's decked out. We get a Charisse spotting, which I enjoyed because she wasn't super involved. That's why I liked it.
Oh,
She's
you enjoyed it because she wasn't involved.
I liked it because she was there. And she just kind of it was a couple of one-offs.
I hope that they don't bring her back more frequently because Karen's not there. That would be very cheesy.
But I also think it would, I agree, actually, now that you said that. But I also think you get a better Charisse because Karen's not there. But the point being, we don't need her.
We don't need her at all. Yeah.
It was nice to see her and have her just kind
a
of
familiar face.
Right,
all
exactly.
it is,
That's all it was. But Stacy arrives on some God shit, which is never a good way to enter a party. She's talking about how God is the best because he keeps giving her these reasons to be the bigger person, blah, blah, blah. She's acting as though she jumped on a grenade by going to Ashley's party, as though she's the victim. Interesting. Interesting move.
At least she showed up.
Yeah, I agree. I'll give her credit for that. I don't know. If this is how you're going to show up, though, why'd you show up?
Yeah.
You didn't do yourself a favor here.
No, but it was funny.
It was fine. But, Wendy, of course, arrives in has a gigantic train on her dress as she walks in. I expect no less. And she and Angel have their quote unquote meeting. And she's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. And she's like, I remember you as well. I don't know you, but I remember you. So we're still on a good point or a good stance there. I like that. And we get the intro. Ashley's coming down the stairs in her giant dress. I was nervous. That's a lot of stairs in a very big dress. She does make it down as we're announcing the Duchess. And here's my theory. The Grande Dame is in prison. Okay?
Oh.
Is she trying to get her
There's a
own
title?
Yeah. The Grande Dame's absent, so welcome to Potomac.
There's a
the
vacancy.
Duchess.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It might be. I do hope she gets called out for it more than just people scoffing in the crowd.
That was the funniest part. She's giving her speech about the second bloom. And again, let me see. I wrote it down because the first sprout was being a beauty queen, philanthropist, restaurateur, and a mom. Then it transitioned to the end of my marriage, or my kids. And now, the divorce. That's 3.
3 blooms, yeah.
That's my point. So it was a clumsy speech.
Well,
I know she was trying to lump things together, but she got
guess
carried away.
let's break this down. I think what she's saying is that the flower sprouted
That was the
at
sprout,
restaurateur,
and then it
bloomed
with the
when she had
kids.
kids.
And then it bloomed
So
again.
just leave out that first part.
Okay, the sprouts where I went wrong.
I was always a flower. My first bloom was when I had kids.
Yeah.
See, I just fixed it.
The
for her.
sprout threw me off.
And that's really all it was. And I wanted to, and this is just, I don't want to call it PTSD, but it's just Ashleyisms. I wanted to hate her speech because her speech is usually crash and burn, and they're way too long usually. This one was pretty short and sweet.
Yeah, but
It was confusing and weird, and I didn't really get it.
But like,
But she ended it.
I'm just saying, if I go to a party
Oh yeah.
and like this happens, I'm like, why? What are we doing here?
Depends on the hors d'oeuvres.
No. I understand. Like, I would go have a good time at that.
Oh,
Party.
okay,
I'm
yeah.
saying we know what it's your second bloom. I don't
Sure.
need the speech. I
I
guess.
probably wouldn't be around for the speech.
No, I'd be at the
honest.
well, not at the bar.
Oh.
Hey, now, old habits. But Giselle, Wendy, and Kiana are sitting down, and Kiana, I guess Wendy and Giselle are sitting down. Kiana approaches and sits down. She wants to pull Wendy and hash this whole thing out. I agree with you here. I don't agree that she's not a good presence on the screen, but I do agree that this was not her best move. So she sits down Wendy. Wendy doesn't really know what it's about. She's like, hey, I'm getting a vibe from you that I'm not really enjoying.
You skipped the worst part.
Which part?
she sits down and interjects in the middle of Wendy and Giselle conversing.
That's true.
And says, wow, I feel like that's really rude. You didn't even say hi to me when I sat down.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
And then uses that as the segue into, I feel like you and I just need to start talking.
Yeah, so she forces
Like,
the
what
issue.
the fuck was that? And look, I understand if you're a little nervous, the nerves get to you. You have to approach a known housewife, a formidable foe in
Sure.
Wendy. You don't really know how it's going to go. This is the worst way to start it.
It was not great.
Wait for at least some sort of opening. Sit there for a minute or two and see if you get addressed, and then be like, "Hey, I'm here too, guys."
Or if Wendy then says, like, how are you? You say, well, not great, actually. We need to have a conversation.
That's a good way to do
That
it.
would have been better. That would have been better. And then we get into the nuts and bolts of it, if you will. And the first thing is, I guess there was 2 separate events.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what the first one was. The second was the NAACP Awards. But the first one, she was sponsoring.
Yeah.
Right? She has her, I believe it's the hair care line.
Yes.
And salon. So she sponsored this event that Wendy was speaking at. So she texted Wendy, oh, I'm sponsoring that event. The way she describes it is that Wendy was like, oh, I'm speaking at that. Or didn't say that she was speaking
Didn't
at that
say
event.
it, yeah.
What she left out was the fact that Wendy's like, hell yeah, go sponsor, like giving her props. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that changes a lot.
It goes from she just kind of shooed me away to she gave me props and didn't take the spotlight for herself by telling her that I was
Speaking at that
event.
which would one up her,
Yeah.
which would be rude.
Which was the nicer way to approach
Correct.
things. Yeah.
Now it gets worse because when I walked in, you didn't even acknowledge me. She was on stage.
Yeah.
She shouldn't acknowledge you. That
Mm-hmm.
would be weird if I'm watching a speaker stop mid-speech and go, hey, Kay,
Oh, there's my friend Kiana over there.
what's up, dude?
Everybody say what's up.
Everyone turn around and wave. Like, that would be
A
awkward.
professional in Wendy.
Who is the utmost professional, by the way. So
This
she's
is
not
so
going to
fucking
stop.
confusing.
It was such a reach. And then I started to think, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, don't. So this is where I'm on your side a little bit. It's like, don't force things,
No.
especially with Wendy.
That's what it screams to me is because Kiana was Karen's friend.
Yeah.
She was always, she was essentially Karen's caretaker at some point
Mhm.
where she would always go over. There were a lot of scenes last year where it was just the two of them. Karen would stick up for Kiana. Kiana needs to find her way. This is not the way to find your way. This is not the way to force some sort of storyline where you're going to go after Wendy for what? Like,
Well,
a
that's
couple
the
of things
thing.
that no one was there for that clearly didn't go the way that you're saying.
If you introed it with, at the NAACP event, you asked me if I did my own makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a little shady.
That's the only thing that you can lead with.
Lead with that and leave
Uh-huh.
it there. Don't try to force the other one in because you're trying to build evidence against
Yeah.
her because it's not going to land. But even Wendy's laugh at the confession, I was like, yeah, you know that was a little shady.
It was definitely shady, and the producers knew it was shady because they put the picture up there
Right.
with some scary music.
And then they flashed to like a black and white photo. I was like, oh, damn. But anyway, Wendy's response is so perfectly Wendy. Look, if that's how you received it, then I accept it. It's like, what? Somehow that works, but I don't know what you just said.
It's an acknowledgement, not an apology.
Right.
That's all it is.
I hear you.
I hear what you're saying.
I'm
I
gonna go have
understand
another
how
hors
you
d'oeuvre.
feel. And okay, we're cool. See ya.
We're still neutral.
Yeah.
I guess
I still,
I'm gonna keep my eye on you now,
yeah.
and I'm gonna go get another drink.
If more of this shit happens, we're gonna have a problem.
Where'd Giselle go? Because I want to
Yeah,
talk to her.
I'm out of here.
Anyway, Stacy, Ashley, Giselle, and Angel all stand next to each other. They're having a conversation, and Angel brings up the fact that the breath stinks. And we hear, don't lie. That's Ashley talking. She said, don't lie. I can put up with your stinky breath, but don't lie to me. Giselle cosigns. Then Angel cosigns as well. So I got the timeline a little wrong.
Yeah.
That's a really bad look. So we all assume that Stacy does, in fact, have bad breath. But she asks Ashley to walk away. And she's not wrong in the fact that when Ashley and Giselle are together, it is almost impossible to one.
I actually think that was a good move.
That was a smart move because you would not win that battle. But the dumb move is to then pull Ashley away. And I have to acknowledge Giselle going, her breath was tart. That was funny.
Yeah.
But they walk away to have this conversation and don't lead it off with, you should be appreciative of me.
Mm-hmm.
You should appreciate that I'm here. Why? I showed up for you. Nah, this
Not really.
isn't that.
No.
This isn't what you're doing. And you
I don't think anybody's surprised that you're there either. It's
I
not like
wasn't.
you left in such a huff that everybody thinks that you're gone.
Also, do you have other friends? I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
I've
not
never
from what
seen
I
you,
understand.
and the way that you talk doesn't make it seem like you have a bubbly social
Yeah.
life.
So I didn't really understand any of that.
Yeah, dude, it was a tough look, and Ashley's pretty, like, again,
Pretty calm.
calm and to the point. Like, why are you hiding what's going on?
Mhm.
What the fuck's going on? She tries to flip it on Ashley. That's an even dumber move because Ashley is free and clear. She hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to hold over. Just a lot of times there is. You can dig up some shit that Ashley's done that's stupid. It's episode 1. We haven't seen her do anything dumb yet.
Mm-hmm.
So you have nothing to throw at her, but you're trying to. And things escalate because Ashley does not like to be lied to. And she's reiterating that. Like, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. To then call her the devil because you have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
And now you're causing a scene at her party is a bad look. And then other guests get involved. Angel comes over to try to neutralize it. I love this move. She's like, hey, guys.
Well, the dude that came over was,
Who was that?
Stacy's friend.
Oh, fuck.
That's her
From last year
TJ?
that she talked to about TJ, and he
Yes.
hates TJ.
Yep.
That
was
I
that
knew
guy.
he looked familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, we like
Yeah,
that
so
guy.
he's the one who came over to diffuse the situation. Tried to get, again, which is probably what all of us are doing. What are you guys fighting about? Can we just get some answers here and
We have the paper.
and just figure it out? Do you have the paper? If she pulls it up right now, will that be enough? And Ashley agrees. Yes, it will be enough. Then at least we'll have some evidence, and I don't have to call her a liar.
But then Stacy just calls her the devil again.
Yeah, exactly, and storms off.
Yeah,
So 3 storm offs, 1 episode.
not good.
Not a good look.
Doesn't make you seem like you got a lot to say.
Yeah, doesn't make you seem like you're telling the truth about
You're
anything.
not. You're clearly not.
Yeah.
That's the toughest part watching is like, I mean, first of all, great premiere. Nicely done, everybody. Love the newbies. Good job. But you're not instilling confidence, Stace.
No.
You're not instilling any confidence. This seems like we're going to get another season similar to last year, in which if you watch it back now, knowing that TJ was a paid boyfriend,
Yeah.
you can watch that season in a very different light. And now that we know that you're full of shit, we're going to watch this season like that. Let's just say things aren't looking great.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're able to, I don't know. Maybe that's in the question, so let's get to some questions. I just don't see how on earth she salvages anything this season.
No, she just has to be full bore delusion, or
Brittany Bateman. She got to be Brittany
she
Bateman.
has to be Brittany Bateman. She's gonna have to be a goldfish. I don't know. The other thing that could pop up is mid-season she just crumbles and cops to everything,
That would be her best move.
and that would probably be the best move at this point
Yeah.
because you might be able to get some sympathy.
And then you take the power away.
Say,
from
look,
TJ.
it got away from me. I didn't know what to do. Still blame TJ in some regard because I still do think that there's something weird
There's
in there.
something sketchy
And
going on.
yeah, it's more just because I more so distrust TJ
I
than I
think
do.
TJ's a struggling actor that's trying to get the bag.
Correct. That's exactly what he's trying to do, and he feels like he's earned the bag because he was on the scene, or he was on as your love interest last year or whatever. That's the only thing that you might be able to do. But with everything else, I think that she's. I just don't.
He
think
popped
she's gonna
up
do
on
it.
an Apple TV show that I can't remember.
Oh God,
I was watching it like a few months ago. I was like, oh my God, that's TJ. I forget which one it is.
Murderbot.
Yeah, yes.
was on
It was
Murderbot,
Murderbot.
yeah.
he was on Murderbot, which is a great show.
Yeah, he was one of the engineers.
Yeah. So
Weird.
he does get some jobs, but this to me sounds like I don't have a lot of money and I know somebody with a lot of money and I'm going to get her to give me that money.
Yeah.
Why on earth she's not taking that approach is beyond me because we would believe that.
Easiest thing in the world. Nobody trusts TJ.
But before we get to questions, just one shout out to Bugs Bunny. Thanks to TJ, we have Bugs in our case here. So just a quick shout out to Bugs. Now let's get to some questions.
First one up here from JJJCCC Diaz.
Can we do just like J3C?
I thought about it, but then it would have been confusing to
I'm
you.
telling
and-
JJJ to
him?
change
Yeah.
the username.
Is Tia auditioning for a friend of? She is a friend of.
She's a friend of,
She's an official friend of this
and
year.
we are excited about it.
Yeah. Kay Looker-Woods, Atlanta and now Potomac love the tried and true Bad Breath comeback.
It
Yeah.
lands every time.
Bad Breath is, I liken it to, it's almost like we see so many people do like the body shame thing,
Uh-huh.
and it's wrong because as soon as you do it, even if you're right about what you're saying, if
Doesn't
you're making fun
matter.
of somebody's hair, something like that, they can always turn back and be like, well, that's body shaming.
Bad breath. You
Bad
can't.
breath, there's nothing you can
No
do.
defense.
And it's, even if you don't have bad breath, you're fucked.
That's the other thing too. She might not.
No,
but
she definitely
I will.
does.
She does. I'm just
Has
saying.
to.
I'm saying she might not. Not. This is tough to say. I believe she has bad breath.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, she may not. It doesn't matter. Once 3 people say you do,
Yeah, it's tough.
you will always and forever be the bad breath person.
Mhm. From Liz Scarbs. Is Stacy actually okay? I'm not sure if I should be entertained or worried.
Both. You can be both.
I don't worry. Certainly isn't even close to
I'm not
where I
concerned
am.
about Stacy.
No.
No.
You can be entertained, or at some point you're going to be annoyed.
I'm worried that she's losing her mind.
Yeah.
But not because
I'm
it
worried that
impacts
she
me.
could ruin a very good cast.
She has the potential to either add a whole new dynamic that would be very welcome to this season, that could be funny and weird to watch in a good way. It could also go off the handles and rails. I was going to say at the same time. I was going to say hails. It could go off the rails and be just insufferable. It's towing a fine line.
If they do too much, which there was another question in here. Oh yeah, Lux Life asked, do you think that most of the season is going to be a Stacy pile-on? That is how it's a bad show.
That would be dangerous.
That's a bad season, and it seems like you have a lot of really good castmates that can bring it in a lot of different ways. And if they focus primarily on Stacy only,
3 episodes.
I don't think it's going to be 3 episodes because we still have to get through the fact that everybody finds out that she's now dating her husband again.
No. It needs to be done in 3 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's fine.
No, I know.
If it carries over, like you're saying.
I'm saying it's going to carry over.
And that's where it runs the risk.
Because they're going to find out after that 3rd episode, probably at some point, that she's dating her husband again. And then they're going to put that together with TJ, and then we're going to revamp everything.
We're saying the same thing. I was just saying if it goes past 3, which it will, as you're saying, then yes, that's going to start to toe the line of this is too much. This is annoying. The season.
Yeah. A deer in the headlights. Any insight on the new housewife Angel's husband? I live in Denver, but never heard of him. He only played in Denver for a year. I think he's an offensive tackle.
Yeah,
offensive lineman of some kind.
He was a tackle.
He was a tackle. I remember him playing for the Cardinals, and
he played for the Cardinals. He got drafted by the Cardinals.
And then he played for the Bears, and then
he had a couple seasons where he was a guy.
Oh, he was really good. He started like a bunch.
Yeah, and then he just offensive line. Your lifetime in the NFL, unless you're Lane Johnson, doesn't always last very long because
I remember him. I believe, and this is close, but I think
I remember him with Carson Palmer.
Well, I remember him at Ole Miss. I'm trying to remember because it wasn't Eli Manning that was still there because Eli got drafted in like 2004. So I forget who their quarterback was, but it was a funny quarterback, and I remember him from that because I watched an Ole Miss game. But yeah, he was a really good player, like an actually good player, not like.
No, he was legit.
I can't remember anybody's fucking name.
I know.
Who was dating the basketball player last year? No, it was a football player. It was another football player.
Oh, from the Chiefs, who was like a special teams guy.
Yeah. This guy's a real football player. Bobby
She's not back. She didn't make the cut this season. Her husband didn't either. I don't believe he's on the Chiefs anymore. Hey-o. But that guy, I believe, was like a special teams guy. Bobby Massey was a legit NFL starter who had a decent career, who is like not a household name, but football people know who Bobby Massey is.
Definitely. Ryan Snowman, is Wendy a friend to no one?
No, she's actually after last season. She is, yes.
They like her, but the friends, no. I don't really think that like. I mean, she even said that when she was going to Giselle's. She's never actually been in Giselle's house. Ashley, I could see her and Wendy being friends with this newfound Ashley.
I think without Karen, she's going to make friends. She needs to.
She has to.
Karen was her friend.
Yeah.
Then she found out Karen wasn't a friend. So I think what we're seeing now is Wendy reevaluating. She's very pragmatic in her approach to things. So I think we're going to watch and see. And it could be a newbie. It could be Angel because they do have not a history, but they have a connection.
Yeah.
And it could be Tia. She gives me Wendy vibes.
Right.
I think we're going to potentially see Wendy start to put feelers out as to, okay, Karen's gone. I also know Karen's true colors now when it comes to being my friend, so I need to find a friend.
Yeah.
She's smart. Like, she's not going to go a season solo. I think that would be a risky move.
Yeah, it definitely would be. And we'll do one more here. From Keely Ray, how is Ashley searching Stacy's Virginia court records but not Cali? That's a good point. She did say specifically she's only been searching in Virginia. So I'm not positive where she got divorced, but it didn't seem like there were any like secondary or any sort of
find that stuff. I won't do this right now.
R-U-S-C-H. Yeah, you don't have to do this right now.
Yeah, I'll find it.
We'll do our research because I haven't seen anything to the contrary. I haven't seen any like hard evidence that she didn't actually get divorced. We just kind of have her and her ex-husband sitting together talking about it, and then later Ashley going through Virginia court records. So it'll come out. whatever it is, it'll come out, and we'll probably end up knowing by next episode anyway.
It says here there's no public, right? I don't know. Yeah, we'll find out.
Who knows?
Trust me, these ladies will find it if it's out there, and if it's not, then I believe that it's not there because it didn't actually happen. So, all in all, very solid premiere. Good showing from our newcomers. I'm excited about them. Obviously, as always, there are potential pitfalls that we are concerned about, i.e., Stacy and the storyline going too long.
Yep.
And you never know with newcomers, but as far as first impressions go, bravo, ladies. But that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope.
Well, that's our show. Rose got to go.